Hi guys, welcome back to Eight-Legged Babes. Today we are going to be doing a short video where I actually show you how I sex my tarantulas based on their molts. My Grammostola actaeon, who I recently got, I would say about a month ago, and rehoused a couple weeks ago, they actually ended up molting not long after that rehousing, and I was able to pull a somewhat intact molt. So I want you guys to join me today as I attempt to see what sex of tarantula my Grammostola actaeon is. I think she molted probably 4 or 5 days ago at this point. We're just gonna pop it in my nice little lucky mushroom soup mug into some nice warm soapy water. She's had it a few days and she definitely was tossing it around, so it might not be intact enough to do this, but now some people may be wondering why warm water and why warm water with soap. So warm water, just for starts, what you're trying to do is you're trying to rehydrate the molt of the tarantula because it is extremely delicate and you're attempting to manipulate it back into a natural position to see where the reproductive organs would exist for the tarantula if they were still in this molt, and that helps you determine whether it's a male or female. And if you tried to do that with a dry molt, it would crumble instantly. It's essentially like trying to, stretch out dry skin that peels off of your own body. It's just not going to work. So warm water helps to gently rehydrate it. Soap, some keepers use soap, some keepers don't. It's just the way I've learned to do it because it's what I watched other hobbyists do. Some argue that it helps basically fight surface tension, so it dispels it. So instead of just plopping the molt in water and then it sits on top of the water, it actually helps the water permeate the molt and rehydrate it faster. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this out. Get some of the bubbles out of the way. So essentially, what we're trying to access here is the abdomen. So far, this is actually the biggest tarantula molt I think I've worked with. Hawk's last mature male molt might have been bigger, actually, now that I think about it, but also, if you hear jackhammering in the background, I apologize. They have been doing road work in my neighborhood the entire time I've lived here, so tools-wise, I find tweezers and paintbrushes are the most useful. Honestly, the same tools you would use for your actual tarantulas are also the most useful when manipulating their molts. Oh, you can see her little spinnerets. Oh, I keep saying her. You can tell I'm like extremely hopeful that she's a girl. Just because then she'll be nice and beefy and I'll get to keep her for longer. Of course, I'll be happy no matter what she is. And this molt is very chewed up, so I'm not especially hopeful. So what I'm looking for is actually up in this region, but I kind of want to get as much of her abdomen flattened out as possible because it's easier to know what I'm looking at if everything is in its proper location, if that makes sense. God, she chewed this thing to pieces. She has, like I think I mentioned it on a previous video, she has been one of my shyest tarantulas, so, and as you can see, if you're wondering why I'm wearing gloves, if you look down here at all of this brown stuff, those are urticating hairs coming off. Those are things that I do not want in my skin, so. I am not an expert. I am in any way, shape, or form about the exact anatomy of tarantulas, but I do know enough that when I'm looking at essentially the upper inside of the abdomen. I'm looking for more of a complex entry point for female spiders. Male spiders tend to have a more of a just a flat line, which is what I'm seeing here. Female tarantulas tend to have more of, and it changes between the species, but females tend to have more of like a little U shape, so that it's almost like more of a pronounced entry point, whereas males have just kind of a slit, if that makes sense. Let me see if I can get a closer shot. So yeah, what we're looking at is right here, and you'll see it's just kind of a straight line, which tells me that, again, this is most likely a male, which again is totally fine. It just means that I have less time with him, and he won't end up being, you know, quite the big beefy Grammostola. He'll still be a pretty good sized tarantula. He just won't have the same kind of traditional tarantula characteristics that you expect to see in like the big beefy females. Which, you know, I'm biased. Those are my favorite shaped spiders. So, and this is still a young molt. He's still a juvenile. We'll check the next one and see what we see, but as of right now, this is looking pretty male to me. I want to see if I can get the abdomen a little bit more straightened out, because I do try and keep all the molts. I don't really do anything with them. I don't know how to pin at all. I would like to learn. I think that'd be a really cool skill to have, pinning. But for now, we're just gonna do what we can. Also, it's just, this is a shy spider. I never plan on really holding him, except for when maybe I have to do a rehouse. So it's nice being able to actually like interact with something that came from him. That's something that's shaped like him. It's cool to be able to see up close. And also just, it's insane how soft they are with their leg hairs. Gosh, he really destroyed that abdomen. Okay. Well, I was gonna name him Aurora, but I'll have to come up with a new name. Much like with Hawk. Hawk's original name was Chanel, and now it's Hawk, based after Deputy Hawk from Twin Peaks. So maybe I need to come up with, ooh, maybe I'll name him Jacoby. Maybe this is a Jacoby spider after Dr. Jacoby. I kind of like that. Okay. So that is going to do it for us today, guys. Like I said, hopefully in the next molt we can learn a little bit more, but just based on what we saw, we're pretty sure that my Grammostola actaeon is a male, which is fine. You know, he is my Dr. Jacoby tarantula, which is perfect, but I hope down the road I'm able to get a few more females in my collection so that I can keep a really robust collection for many years to come. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at 8legged babes if you want to see shorts or my reels or any of my still shots of my tarantulas, and have a great rest of your day.